Hey everybody, welcome to Amateur D&D, the podcast where we play Dungeons & Dragons, fuck around, and try not to find out. So join me, DM David, as my friends...
Jason!
Dustin!
Hannah!
Josh!
Derek!
Journey through my world in the Lenore campaign, Reign of the Lich.
Only one is actually fixed now in the house.
That's hilarious.
The kitchen oven. I needed that one to be correct.
Yep, that's our main source of time.
I instantly switch all my clocks.
Well,
No, Derek,
it's gonna take me 2 weeks.
I have to think about it because I literally have we have 12 clocks in our house.
Yeah. I just
You
don't
changed
change
the
the
word
clocks.
No.
Oh, that one actually, because the kids always knock it, it resets constantly. It's literally never correct because the kids will unplug it essentially all the time. I'm like, I give up.
Could
and
be
it's
twice
so
a day.
annoying to set.
I hate off clocks. My mom will do the same thing. She'll never change the timer. I'm like, I'm gonna do this for you because it bugs the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Well, just about every wall in our house has a clock on it. So
Yes, it does. Very
There's so
clocky
many.
house.
In the middle of the night,
it
it ticks. The whole house is like, tick, 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 tick.
Nice. Hi, everybody.
Eh.
Hello.
Welcome to Amateur D&D, the podcast where we have commercials but no sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Let me
funny we
Let me introduce you to my buddies. We got Jason.
Hi, I play Clay Sterling the Fourth. And I'm gonna roll initiative here. 16.
16. Next we got Dustin.
Hello. I play Elrond, and I rolled a 22.
2-2 for Big D-Roo. Doesn't make sense at all. After that, we got Josh.
hey, yeah, I'm Josh. I play Chase, and I got a 17 for my initiative.
Hee-haw, then it's Hannah.
I'm Hannah, play Airlift, and I got an initiative of 9.
Niner.
Mm.
And last but not least, we have Derek.
Hello. I'm here playing Snickerdoodle, and I have an initiative of Nat 1 plus 2.
Got a 3. Oof. That's
We're
a low
hot over
baller.
here.
Hey, just gonna see what everybody else does. I am, of course, am your Dungeon Master David, playing NPCs, both friend and foe. And our enemies, should we encounter any, are gonna roll a 19 for their initiative.
Ahoy.
All right, beacons, are you ready to quest?
Hell yeah.
Let's do
yeah,
it.
man.
It's a new thing. I thought everybody would yell quest with me. All right, let's talk about what happened.
Quest.
Quest.
I'll just edit it all together. That's not what happened last time. Previously, on Amateur D&D, the beacons of the realm continued on the road in the southern Deadlands after surviving a goblin ambush. On closer inspection, the goblins were wearing emblems of the Cult of the Dragon, but specifically for a blue dragon. As they kept along their journey, they could hear the flapping of something very large, or maybe small, who knows, from behind. Our courageous heroes decided to bury themselves in the sand to avoid the oncoming threat, which was a good choice because the blue dragon had come to see who was responsible for the slaughter at his barricade. While well hidden, the dragon can sense their magic and let out a powerful blast of his lightning breath weapon before taking flight and leaving. The beacons, wounded but not dead, marched on. They eventually came upon a strange sinkhole. I almost said stinkhole. A strange sinkhole just off the side of the road, but decided to camp away from it, as the sinkhole had traps strewn all over. They were trying to get a decent night's rest when a band of orc scouts wearing Lich's medallions found them and tried to convince them to come back to their base. After a scuffle broke out because somebody broke the purdy necklace, the beacons killed the scouting party and laid their little heads down for tonight. We take you now to the party waking up.
I'm doing my calisthenics. My back hurts. Ugh.
Oh, find us some good sleep.
Oh, yeah, I feel great. How far away from like the dead bodies were we again?
Those guys were, what'd you say, like probably like 100 feet away or so?
Okay, cool.
The bodies that you smashed to pieces so they couldn't move and are just kind of wriggling on the ground.
I'm now remembering that and
We didn't
slightly
all smash them to
horrified.
pieces.
Yeah, I didn't put that in my
That's true.
notes.
Not everybody
Yeah.
smashed them. I think it was one smasher.
I
I'm
watched.
waking up doing my calisthenics and then now realizing the dead body's wriggling and just like kind of shrivel. I'm just like, oh my god.
Are they still making noise over there?
I mean, they're just kind of twitching over there. They can't really move well. They might try
I
to
look
flop.
over. Well, at least like they didn't. Hey, look, Clay, they didn't get very far, man. You did a good job.
Which was why we did
guess.
this.
That's true, but
Exactly.
It's
what we wanted.
horrifying.
Good job, man. Nah, you're
Nice
good.
job, man.
I'm sure we'll do way more horrifying stuff saving the Earth.
you're right. You're right. and
Lenore.
I
Not-
turn
I was
away.
about to say, I don't think it's the whole Earth, man.
Saving Lenore.
I have subtle tears going down my cheek where I'm just like, oh my god, this
Tears
hammer,
of joy.
this
Yes.
hammer's so powerful.
that's
His
what
is
she
still
said.
covered. His is still covered in green goo.
Like
Yeah.
coagulated
Got, like, hair
blood.
sticking on it.
But there's little streaks where my
Yeah.
tears have cleared away the green goo.
Good.
All right, Beacons, what's the plan?
Okay, so up ahead, we know we're heading towards like that orc fortress, or that's what we thought was on the map, right?
Yeah, the fortress.
Yep.
Wasn't that where these bitches were probably trying to take us? So is it like bad orcs at this place then?
Remember,
Oh.
we weren't sure. We were going to send some, like, Girl Scout cookie sellers up there to kind of scope it out.
Oh, I didn't remember if we had like actually talked all that out.
I don't think we actually decided upon that, but...
Listeners, Hannah is referring to something that was discussed in a text thread and not discussed in canon.
Yeah, so like this one time I was playing this D&D game where I started a talk to see if people would initiate what we had discussed. But it has nothing to do with this though. But anyway.
Well, I think we should maybe slowly make our way there and kind of keep on our toes.
Yeah, like have Chase's ears pricked a little, angled at that direction the whole time we walk.
Yeah, I can
Mhm.
prick up my ears.
There you go.
I
No,
can
they got
also
an
send
angle
some-
too.
I can also send some birds. What are some? Have we seen like any just like normal like sea birds around the area that are like common? Any
Like-
common animals?
Like seabirds specifically?
Well, I imagine we're walking right next to a giant ocean, so I'm just.
So,
what are some flying
the road,
animals?
right? Yeah, the road is a little ways away from the ocean, probably like
Oh,
half a mile up to a mile at times.
Okay.
But when you're like on a dune, you can definitely kind of see it over the rest of the ocean there, and you do see kind of in the distance some specks that you might assume are maybe like some seagulls or some sort of seafaring bird,
okay.
It's that albatross.
albatross,
Oh, my favorite kind of bird.
dire albatross.
Dire alba. Oh
Oh.
my god, can you imagine?
Now you're just extra cool. It's like the difference between like one person and the cool version, you know?
Well, I don't mind sneaking up a little bit, or if I can't fly yet, but
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
know,
we
you-
could
you have
always
a
put
fine
out a
familiar.
familiar too. To just
Yeah.
kind of go in front and keep eye above us. But
So
you have to
currently, you guys are about half a day, maybe a little more, from reaching the salty stream, which on your map that you found in the Pebble would be the stream that lets out, that
Down
borders both the Deadlands and the Elder Forest region, which is next to, what looks like could potentially be some sort of orc settlement, which could be the Forc, which the orc scouts you had ran into had tried to bring you back to. I'm going to say 2 one more time. 2.
the fortress.
Fortress.
What if that's
Nobody
the only
knows
way we-
about that because you killed the guys who said that, Drew.
I was gonna double check. I was like, did we actually like kill all of them? Is that a thing?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they tried
we
to run.
Oh, well, that's his fault then.
Mhm.
It's fine.
This might have been the one time we should have made friends. Should we avoid this fortress?
No,
I
we're
don't
supposed to be
know, I
going
at least
around
Well, I think
saving the realm and shit.
Yeah, we gotta clear the coast.
We
Keep
gotta
going.
spread the good word and keep the
They also
resistance
didn't
going.
get
and-
away, so they
We
don't
gotta-
know that we
we
did
gotta be-
anything to them.
That's
We gotta
true.
be
That's true.
beacons.
Yeah, they have
Boy.
no
Well,
idea that we
all
murdered
right.
some of
Should
them.
we
Let's be
press
real, though.
forward?
Yes,
Yeah.
but why we need to see if we can even handle this. Like, we might need to use some of the people in the forest. Like, who are the ones in the forest? The wood elves, right?
Yeah.
They are the ones that, yes, previously to the fall, had held domain over that region.
But
So-
they're kind of dicks.
Well,
I mean,
know, but
I feel like
even
most
dicks
people
sometimes you
we
gotta
have
work
met
with.
are
That's
dicks.
true.
We're kind of dicks. Like,
Wow. As most people are me. Ouch.
oh, what? No. I
They're
didn't
not
say
being
that.
dicks, they're just being
No,
super
fuck.
serious. We've all had some shit happen.
It's true. That's true.
We've
That's true.
initiated a lot
my
of
main thing
dickness.
is like, just like that fucking dragon. We just killed a bunch of blue fucking goblins because they attacked us, and then all of a sudden their master comes after. We got a red dragon after. We're making upset dragons all over the place. We got a fucking orc place that we already just killed all the people we could have ambassadored even slightly with. Just murder them. and
But
left
they
them back
don't
there
know
in the
that we
zombie.
did that yet. We
Not
could go
yet, but
make
it's gonna.
friends.
That was the sandworm. We had
No
nothing
one
to
can
do with
talk to
that.
Yeah,
Sure.
be like, what? There were scouts about?
As long as no one
Gasp.
actually sees that their bodies are horrifically mutilated back there.
No,
Then-
we
think
will
they're
be
gonna kill
appalled. We will
Then
be like,
kill the
who
zombies
did
and bury
this?
them.
Yeah, like who
Then
did
that's
this?
what we
Oh
should.
my gosh.
Someone should do. And then I'm just saying, we need to be careful going in the orc place. It looked big on the map. You know, I don't want to like run in there and think, oh, it's like 10 orcs, and it's actually like 50.
Well,
Well,
why don't we
I know,
knock
I
upon
know.
the door and try to spread the goodwill? And if it doesn't work out, we'll be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't working out. That's okay. And we're gonna leave, and then in the middle of the night, like Molotov cocktail them, and then go from
I'm
there.
just saying, we should
do have
scout. I
acid
also want to
vials.
see if we see any way for towards the elves. If we see another path in towards the forest.
But who says the elves will help us? What if the
I'm not
orcs
saying
help
they'll
us?
Like,
but the
we
orcs
also
wearing the
don't-
lich
We also don't even know
medallions
if the elves
probably
are
won't
there.
help
That's
us.
where they were before all this shit went down.
Actually, I kind of
I
agree
thought
with
they at
Chase.
least
It wouldn't be a
hinted that
bad
that's where they
idea.
were.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to go find like a wood elf scouting party or something.
There might even be some there. I'm just saying we should be on the lookout for them as well. And I, DM, do I remember that the wood elves like still live here in the forest? Didn't they say like, oh, we don't really need help or something, but they kind of do?
So they said what the two
Well-
that you had talked to at the gathering had said that you don't want to go the hell. I'm trying to reach back here in my memory to think exactly what they said, but essentially like, oh, just like be careful there. Like we don't really know what's going on there. The two that you had talked to had not actually been there in some time.
Oh.
They've been working with the resistance, but they're just kind of like, you know, be careful, I guess, if you're gonna go.
Chase thinks about wishing he had asked them more questions, and then continues.
Yeah, but they didn't really answer any of our questions.
Somebody's got prejudice against his wood elf brethren.
No, I'm just saying they were dicks.
Okay, they were actually kind of dicks, but I think they were mostly just secretive.
Maybe.
Man,
Maybe
sometimes
I'm
y'all
not
just gotta take people as they are sometimes.
giving- True.
All right,
Like
so
a lesson in
onward to
general.
All right.
the fortress with our eyes out for allies. But
Yeah, and
we're
maybe
generally
we can
going to the fortress.
maybe we can take a detour north into the woods a little bit. That way,
Especially
so
if we see
skip
it looks
over
too
the
big.
fortress. Okay,
We
so
know.
just
like
need to get some reconnaissance, and then I
and get
think
some
we should
so we can get
decide
some
what we
cover
do.
too. It's right along the forest. I
mm,
mean, use the forest as cover.
Sounds
The
good.
blue dragon also flew up ahead. I don't know how far.
Mm.
I mean, it might be somewhere else now. I'm sure it can fly fucking everywhere.
Yeah, that's a later us problem.
mhm.
Okay, so it's going to be a beautiful sunny day today, though. I remember that. So
Yeah.
It is.
All right.
Oh my
All right.
god, I forgot about that.
so let's yeah, I did the weather test or
Yeah.
the weather check thing.
Little meteorology
Uh,
spell.
I'm ready to go. We should make haste. If we see anything, we can stealth a little more. But we should make haste and keep an eye out with your familiar.
I got so much haste made right now. It's in my pockets.
Can we do that with concentration while he's walking?
Yeah, you can do concentration while I walk.
Okay. I think
You
we
just
should,
can't see through it. You can get reports back though.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I would say you should do like a seagull or something, and just have him flying up above. Snickerdoodle.
Yep. We're gonna do a raven while we're here in the middle of the day. The thing is, it only lasts an hour.
Okay, maybe we should wait till we get closer.
And it costs. Yeah, it'll last an hour, and it's 10 minutes to cast it.
Find familiar only lasts an hour.
Yeah, at least mine, because I can cast it as a ritual, so I can cast it as many times as I want, but it takes 10 minutes, and then it lasts an hour.
You could do it every hour. You could do it every hour, and then we just have 10 minutes of no recon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's basically I can do that. I'm down for that.
Let's do that.
Okay. So what you'll basically do is it's going to be, like I said, just like a few hours, so maybe like 4 or 5 hours for you guys to kind of get up and around on the road here. So you're going to cast it basically 4 times, pausing 10 minutes each hour to cast it. Okay. Yeah, so you guys pack up. You leave the sinkhole behind with all of its squiggling zombie parts that were not put out of their misery.
Oh no.
Because he broke their bodies before they turned.
Oh, we talked about going and burying him, but we didn't actually bury them.
That would be even worse.
As we start walking, do we remember this and turn around and bury them then, guys? Or do we want to just leave the wriggling body parts there? We could stuff them into the sinkhole.
I could also just create bonfire on all the spots. And just
that's
burn
lovely.
them.
I can't wait till I can learn mold earth. We just need to level up one more time.
Yeah, so you guys can definitely go ahead if you want, Derek. You can cast bonfire and give them all a bit of a pyre funeral, I suppose, before you guys set off.
Do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll cast my
Gigantic
bonfire.
red dragon smells the flames. No, I'm
Fuck.
kidding.
Okay.
Oh my god! I was like, please, no, it's like barbecue, so it's like.
There is pillars of smoke rising from behind you guys as you set off down the road. Derek, sorry, Snickerdoodle, my bad. Snickerdoodle, you cast your Find Familiar, your Raven comes into existence every hour. And as you guys move along, relatively peaceful, right? You don't really see much except animals skittering about every once in a while. Snickerdoodle, your Raven might fly out to the coast a little bit to check things out. You can see through its eyes. You can see the waters in there. You can see that you're kind of coming up to a big bay as well. So you know if you check your map, you're getting closer. And then that 4th hour, Snickerdoodle, when you cast it and send the Raven ahead and you start to kind of warg through its eyes, I'm sure as somebody is piggybacking you so you can still move, you do see a large river. Behind it, you see trees rising out of a very big forest. And as you get a little bit closer, the bird does some more recon. You do see through its eyes that there is an orc settlement just on the other side of the river. And you can see that the bridge leads right up to the settlement.
Okay. Can I see it all, like how many people might be around? I'm still far enough out that I can't quite tell.
Right, so what is your range on your Find Familiar on that?
So my telepathic connection, it has to be within 100 feet of me.
Okay,
so the familiar can be basically 100 feet away from me is all.
So I would say that you guys are still probably... Raven's probably got pretty decent eyesight, and you're looking through it so you can kind of discern what things are a little bit better. But you're still probably a few hundred yards out, if not
Okay.
like close to. It's just he's high up and he can see it coming down.
Yeah, he can just
but
see it.
It's
Yeah.
very, very hard to see. I would even say maybe you guys are close to like a mile out then.
Okay. Yeah.
When you can start to see this. So you all can't physically see like the river or anything like that. But it's a coming.
Now, can I also see, like, if I can see that from like a mile, can I also see like the edge of like the trees to the north there?
Yeah, I mean you can make out that
Like
the
I'd be able to
forest.
tell that like that's over there as well.
Correct. Yeah. You'd be able to see that.
Okay. Well, I'll share that with everybody and let them know, like, hey, like it's probably roughly a mile. But it looks like the camp is up here. I can't really see if there's anything going on in the camp, but I can see a bridge that leads into the camp, and it's up
Is
around
it like
the
a massive fortress or like a little one?
It's pretty decent size, I would say. It's not small.
It was definitely hard to tell from that far out. You could definitely see that something was there, Snickerdoodle. But I would say, big enough that you could see it from a bird's eye view. But again, bird flying really up high, you're getting kind of changes in color is how you can kind of see things. Really hard for you to tell unless you got closer exactly what like this fork is compromised of.
Hmm.
bigger than the sinkhole.
Oh, one cool. Love
All right.
that.
That's roughly that.
Well, my first inclination is we should avoid this fortress, but also we are beacons of the realm and we need to bind people together. Orcs would be a pretty good
Ally.
resort. Yeah,
Yeah, man. If we
ally,
hadn't
yep.
fucking killed everyone in the
They don't
Yes,
know
You
sir.
don't
yet.
know that.
I
That's
know,
it.
but if they find out, that's
They're not
there's
gonna,
a
because we're gonna
friendship here.
deny it
They
All
were
they
rich
know
as
is a
bitches.
dragon
They
burnt
have
them
the
to a crisp.
necklaces. They have the necklaces. You'd
What
have to
about the
convert.
The dragon stomped them to
They
a
also
pole.
they also do like their necklaces. I don't know if we remember that, but they don't really want their necklaces off.
Well, those guys didn't.
Well, yeah,
Well-
exactly. Do these
And they said they
four
were the
orcs
smarter
have
ones.
necklaces? Well, they're orcs. What do they know? Do the
Wow.
four orcs have necklaces?
The ones that we killed, yeah, they had them.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah, they all
but,
had
but,
necklaces.
but the ones that we're gonna approach, like if they don't,
I don't
have
know.
necklaces,
They're a mile away. We don't know that.
All right. Well, I think we need to assess that because if necklaces,
So I'm thinking
Not good.
maybe we should go up to the forest, take the long way around, and find our inner woodsman and climb the trees and maybe use that.
Ooh,
That's-
do some like spying recon from the
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah, okay. And then as
Alright.
we're kind of once we realize that we're getting close, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on us. You don't have to be stealthing, but if you do, you get +10. But the main reason is we leave behind no tracks or traces. So
Nice.
no more tracks for us.
That's pretty.
Just at least
Peak.
as we're this
Like
close to the forest, or as we're
Gorgeous.
this close to the fortress.
And how long does that
Fortress.
last?
Forever.
My 1 hour.
Forever.
Yes.
Okay,
And
then
we're a
let's
mile
use this-
away, so it should last a little bit. I'm sure we can walk a good mile pretty quick. Or
Yeah, maybe we
Yeah,
should
if we're
use this.
shuffling.
Use this to get to the forest.
I would wait until we're closer, until we're like seeing the fortress, not use our entire hour of walking up to it, right? So as
Yeah.
we get to the fortress,
Right.
I'll
Once we
this.
can kind of see it, it's like, okay, now maybe we should be.
I just wanted to be clear. Like
Yeah.
once we see it, we're ready to like be a thing. We'll be
Right.
Ready
at
to
least
go.
leaving no trace. All right. Anyway,
Yeah. So what I'm getting is you guys maybe get a little bit closer along the road. You're still a ways out. As you guys kind of approach what the edge of the Deadlands would be, it is still pretty duney over here, though not nearly as high as, say, in the middle of the desert, maybe ones that you walked over when you had gone to the Castle Sand. But still high enough that you can kind of... You're not in direct sight of anybody that might be peering. And you're able to get into probably, I would say, a couple 100 yards before you see the sand and the desert kind of start flattening out. And as you kind of sit back there, you can see in front of you, probably 200 yards down the road, you do see a bridge that crosses this river. The river you can kind of see runs north and south. It looks very wide. You're not sure exactly how wide it is, being that far back. But then on the other side of that bridge, you do see like some towers rising up and some buildings of some sort behind that as well, which you would assume is the Forc.
Okay. So now that we can see it, can we see the forest?
Yeah, you guys can see just past it. You can see the trees rising up.
Does the river go to the forest, or does the forest kind of hide the river? So can we get to in other words, can we get to the forest before we get to the river?
So the river seems to disappear, and this is a few miles to your northwest, but you can kind of see it going up, and then it does seem to disappear into the woods.
Okay.
And would anybody have like geographical knowledge on if there were other bridges that cross this river? Like
everybody
upon a
could
time
give
20 years ago.
Yeah, everybody could
Yeah.
give me a history check.
I'll be down.
History,
Oh.
man.
Oh, I
Oh,
done
shit.
good.
I got a
16?
23.
I got a 24.
I also
Ooh.
got a 23.
I got a 15.
We all know shit.
We know something.
Yeah, so with all of that, you would know that the other bridge that you know for sure is in the elven city of Illyria, which is the seat of government for the Elderwood region, or Elder
What about
Forest region.
What about the river? Do we know, is the river deep or wide, or like, does it skinny at some point? Does it get to a point where there's slow waters? Is it more of a wading river at some point?
I would say for that you'd need to go take a look at it.
Okay,
I bet we could find a boat, man. I could also pull us if we found a raft.
that's
Do a
true.
lazy river thing.
Mm.
Ooh.
Just
I could be a
deuce.
crocodile.
We could frogger it and go on logs.
Ho ho! Assuming there's enough like logs going all at once.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you
if
just
y'all are
gotta make it.
quietly kicking and I'm pushing, I think we could make it work.
Could do something.
But we gotta not look like a bunch of people swimming across on a log while everyone's doing patrols.
Yeah, they're like, why didn't you use the bridge? Like,
What? Nothing? I'm not doing anything.
definitely not
Yeah,
doing
so I
anything.
mean, that's just something I want to point out if we're not trying to take the bridge.
Yeah, because if we take the bridge, we're going right into the fortress. The fort.
So
Well,
I will say you guys are closer now. That if Snickerdoodle wanted to send out his raven, he'd be able to see and like discern a little bit more.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that.
let's send that
Thank
out
you,
now and
DM.
see.
Not even with an insight check. That was so nice of you.
So
Just we can sit and banter all day if we want, or
nice.
Thank you.
So
Hey,
It's all
yes.
about the banter.
So Snickerdoodle, you take your raven back out, and you have him kind of fly over the bridge area there and kind of up above, and you kind of get a bird's eye view of this fortress. And what you see is a fort that's the size of like a small village with a palisade or a stake wall that surrounds the perimeter. Towers are looming over either side of the road as you near the fork, protecting the front entrance as well as on either side of the bridge. As you have him glide over, you do see that there are a few buildings. They kind of more look like semi-permanent huts. They're decorated with like reddish hides, it looks like, bone-like supports that look like claws reaching towards the sky. You do see a couple campfires that do have some humanoid-looking things, likely orcs. They're sitting around them. And you do see that there is a gate at the back of the fork that looks like it is where the road continues into the Elder Forest.
Okay.
Any,
Am I close enough to be able to tell if like the people outside have amulets on?
I was gonna say, or any insignias.
I guess if you want to have the raven fly a little bit closer. So what is the communication with the raven? Because I would say
Not
that if you
too
try to,
close.
I would say if you try to get closer, the Raven would have to communicate something to you.
Well, so I have telepathic connection. As long as it's within 100 feet of me, I can communicate telepathically. And then as a bonus action, I can see through its eyes here until it starts the next turn.
So yeah, I would say that unless you physically move closer, the Raven would not be. It would be out of that 100-foot range to try to go see that close.
So then, is there any like flags flying, or like any banners on any of the little huts or anything it can see?
Yes, there are.
Great question.
Go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you can kind of squint enough to make out exactly what the banners look like.
Is that all of us at this point?
No, it's only him because he has the bird that he's using. Yeah.
I got a 14.
14. That will be good enough. So you see this purple banner that has like a blue hexagon in the middle, and inside that blue hexagon is a crowned skull with green glowing dots in its eye sockets.
Okay. I'm going to tell the group that and be like, has anybody ever seen or heard of this before?
Well,
that's what's going on over here.
No.
Do I think that's a lich?
Do an insight check.
16.
Sounds pretty lichy.
Man, I'm pretty sure it's a lich, guys. Like, look at those green eyes. Oh, I mean, I fucking see those in my nightmares from that night.
That's probably why they were so upset when I tried to take the necklace off.
Yeah.
Well, except didn't we get some leather armor from a blue starfish logo earlier?
From the goblins.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, but that was a dragon.
That's the dragon, man.
Okay, you're
Yep.
right. Sorry.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
Yep.
I
So
heard
it's-
blue too, so I thought about that. I'm with you though. I thought the same
But-
for a minute.
This seems a little more lichy
Yeah,
than dragony.
Mhm.
I feel more liched up now.
Clay gets goosebumps.
Liches, bitches.
I don't like it.
I got it.
That's right.
If anybody wants to do an insight check to see, a history check to see if they know any more about the banner, they may. But it's going to be pretty high DC.
I'm
Oh,
gonna do a
okay.
history check.
I
Was
got
it
a pretty
26?
wimpy.
Or not, I'm sorry, 16.
I got
16.
a half chub 14.
I got a 23.
A 4?
21.
You got it!
Ah, yes.
You know it all!
Snickers are a little flaccid.
Yeah. History goes up and down. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not.
So yeah, Snickerdoodle, you come back and you describe this flag to everybody, and most of you just kind of like, well, sounds kind of lichy, as what Chase kind of incited there. Elron, you kind of rack your brain a little bit, and you were like, God, I think I remember in one of my tutor's picture books, because he didn't want to have any words in them because he didn't want to have to read it. But in one of the picture books, there were banners of different religions. And you actually recognize this, you think, as the banner for the Church of Velsharoon. Velsharoon is, of course, the Farunian demigod of necromancy, and the patron god of liches.
So it's definitely a part of the. So I'm like, guys, I think it's like almost like part of a god who's a part of a necromancer. So it's kind of very much lichy.
These don't seem like good friends.
You think it's like the liches, like what the lich worships?
Yeah,
Lich
they
bitches.
might-
or they
might
worship,
himself.
or
I
they like
mean-
follow the lich because they worship like a lich fucker god thing.
Or they're under the spell or power of the lich, and the
They
lich
seem
is
like
the
they're
one who
happy.
follows the necromancer's god, so they follow them too.
Yeah, and they
That
seem
could be
pretty
it, too.
happy to be following. So like
And
In
how
other
many people
words-
did I see outside?
lots.
Go ahead and give me a perception check to see if the Raven counted.
18.
18. So, excuse me, hold on. Ugh, gotta get over a burp here.
Gotta get
I believe
over
in
it.
you.
It's like a hiccup and a burp. It was a weird combination there.
Oh, and it like hurts. Ooh.
So 18. You saw kind of towards the front, there's a couple fires that had one had 3 orcs, the other one had about 5 orcs, plus 2 that seemed to be standing on either side of the main entrance there. Further back, closer to the forest where the road leads in, you saw about another 3, and you did see a few towers, and you would probably just assume that those had at least one in there as well, and there was 5 towers you could see kind of sticking up, 4 in the front, and then one that was kind of in the middle of the fork.
Guys, so I have a somewhat crazy idea, because it sounds like this is something we don't want to fuck with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
We're
I
all
don't
kind
know
of
if that
feeling
would
that.
Be,
What
I don't know if it'd
what
be
if we
in our
shoot
best.
like something towards the coast so they are distracted that way, and then we run into the forest?
I mean, they don't
Or-
even know we're here right now.
Yeah, I
we
was
just
gonna
go
say-
towards the forest.
We could go the long way around to the forest and find some friends.
I'm just trying to be dramatic. All right.
So
That sounds good,
everybody, really fast, I do want you to please give me, I want to say either insight because you're thinking about it, or history because it's something you've learned.
Insight would be great.
So I'm just going to say pick which one of those is the best for you, and tell me what you got.
17.
19.
23.
22.
Well, 8.
Oh,
All right, so the 2 that got over a 20, you remember something in your studies, your Lenore geography classes, discussing the Elder Forest. It is a very magical woodland, and it is. And I don't want to give you the impression that you shouldn't go this way, because I'm not trying to steer you one way or the other. But I do think you would know that once you get off the road in the Elder Forest, it is difficult to find your way back or to where you're going.
it's like part of
It's
it's.
difficult, not
Thing.
impossible. Like that's it is a very, very like mystic place.
Sexy.
But
We
you said it's not impossible, right? And that's
Correct.
usually.
What if we hold hands?
Yeah, well, like usually, or maybe not
What if the
usually, but
orcs
the
have
last
prisoners?
time
Okay,
we
sorry,
went through a I was thinking like the last campaign, it was like we went straight through like a forest instead of taking the path or whatever, and it was like we just had somebody like do a like what it was like a
Survival.
survival check every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Would that kind of be like how it was done this time too?
That is something I cannot actually discuss with you until you are in the forest.
That's
cryptic.
that
That
sounds
would
like
be-
a
that would be
probably
metagaming.
no. That
No,
sounds
it's just that it'd be
probably a no.
it'd just be metagaming. I don't want to tell you what checks and stuff you're gonna do,
Sure.
in before you make a decision on whether or not you want to
Would-
get the fuck out of that popcorn.
would
I feel like we go for the forest because we could always, if it ends up being terrible, we can walk along the outside edges of it by the desert and always dip in if needed.
So just like head for
I
the
guess,
forest
but I
right
wanna-
now, but
It
not
looks like there's a road back there, though.
what
road.
if yeah
Wait, a road
yeah
where?
what
Like the
if
back of the fort.
would we know that the wood elves are capable of navigating it?
I'm sure they are, but we gotta be able to find them. We're hoping
Yeah.
they even want to
Well,
help us.
that's
or
what
we
I'm-
have to
that's
take
what I'm
care of
wondering.
these guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What if we go find the wood elves, see if we can't help them with whatever they're going through, and then make our way back to the fortress?
What if the orcs have prisoners and shit?
Did we get
What-
back up and come back for them?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're gonna still be there, you know.
Hopefully.
I wish we knew
Yeah,
more
I
about
mean,
this
hopefully.
place. I hate not
Uh,
knowing enough.
Let's
I'm
just
worried
head
about
in
the
for the
natural
forest
forest.
and just see. Either just take our chances, or like you guys said, we could like just run up toward the forest and walk along higher up until we feel like dipping in.
I
We
got
have to
rope.
be
We-
on
we
the
could have-
road. We can't
Oh, yeah?
just, guys. We
What?
cannot just dip into the forest. You aren't on the right
Sure.
path. You will get confused in there. It's like the whole damn thing.
Well, that's why I got a rope.
Yeah.
The rope won't mean nothing if we just
We can
keep
tie it
dipping in.
around somebody's
We get
waist.
to-
And
Well, at least not
We
be
gotta follow
separated.
the main road. We have to follow the main road.
Well,
We
where's
could
the?
also, I mean,
Where's
even
this
if it's
road?
thick, we can follow the river.
Well, if that's the case, what are you suggesting we do to deal with the fortress?
I don't know. I don't know what they. Oh, I just don't think we don't have any
Let's just follow
information.
the river. Just follow the river, and we'll, call out and be like, "Oh,
You want to just act all nonchalantly and be like, "Hey, we're here. What are you guys doing?" And
I
then
don't
see what
know.
kind of
To
the
trouble we get into.
We've done it so far.
I mean,
yeah."
We're
We're
here
just
to
kind of,
replace you.
one of those like you just kind of wave and just keep going your direction, and they're
No,
like,
I
"Wait,
mean-
stop! I know you," and you're like, "No, you don't." You just walk a little faster.
I think we're mostly gonna have to kill a bunch of them. I do agree with that, but I just mean we can't take them all on.
Mm-mm.
I'd love to have some extra help with it. Like
So
we
we
get extra
go-
help.
Toward the forest.
Yeah, I know, but I want to make sure we stay on the right path. I don't want to just dip in like you guys are talking about. We'll get
There's
lost.
nothing wrong with a little dip.
Mm.
I'm just saying. I'm just
Go on.
wondering if we do find some wood elves, they may be able to navigate for us. We could use that
Yeah,
to get back
that's-
down there.
A
exactly.
lot of ifs, if this. That's the
Yeah.
part I'm stressed
And if
We
about.
we
just
don't-
gotta. We died already. Like, what's the worst that could happen? More death? Like,
Again,
let's
they
just
can't
go.
revive us again.
That-
Those
Well,
people I
no,
think are
but
dead.
I've already like experienced death. Like, I've been there, done that. It doesn't matter. So, like, let's
That
just
is
go.
a trauma we have not addressed yet.
No, that's something that is being repressed deeply, just constantly adding shit on top of it. But
Yeah, I'm not ready for that one.
All right,
Yeah.
protectors, and I charge into the. No, I'm joking.
we're the beacons.
Fuck.
Wrong one. But yeah, let's
Yeah.
head up the river toward the
Right.
forest.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna start.
Alrighty. So you
All right,
guys
so we're going
start.
up the river.
You guys start heading up the river, and you head into the kind of roughs of the Deadlands, not quite inside there, but you do have to pass through a chunk of it before you reach the border of the Elder Forest. However, it is pretty flat over here. It seems like it might be a little rockier, so you're not too worried about any sort of worms. Excuse them all. And- As you start heading up, you do notice that there are a mass of dead trees on the east side that kind of fade in to the forest. And then eventually you follow the river up to the border of the Elder Forest.
So we keep following the river, but like that goes into like the like the real forest.
Does it
right?
look like there's like an actual path for us to be on? Like, can we walk on this, or is it like just river and then thick ass trees?
It's river and thick ass trees. And when I say thick, I mean THICC thick.
Oh, nice.
These are bushy
I told
bitches.
you guys, we gotta stay on the main road.
Everybody hold hands, and we're gonna follow the river.
Should
Why
I get
don't
on
we
my
just
rope?
sneak and get on the road?
I mean, I'm fine with sneaking to get onto the road.
Well, then let's sneak to get on the road.
Like, why
Mostly
do we have
I'm
to go
just
through
trying
the
to-
super thick trees?
Because they.
I mean, I don't have.
Ugh!
I'm fine with it, but it's gonna take forever for me waiting for y'all to catch up to me the whole time.
I'm
Well,
getting a
maybe
whole
you could
bunch
just
of
walk
bristles in my
slower.
beard. I'm hating this.
All right, so no hand holding. We're gonna sneak
Okay,
our
so
way
let's
to
sneak
the.
along the tree line
yeah.
and get to the road over it. See if we can
Let's-
get in.
Let's
So we
sneak
have to
through
cross the
river.
river.
Yeah.
All right, let's sneaky
How far?
sneaky.
How
Wait,
far
don't
is
we
the,
have pass
How
without
far
a
is the
trace
river across?
on
And
us?
how far is the river across?
So as you guys kind of get closer, yeah, you move in closer to the river as well, because you don't need to stay so far off of it anymore. You look at the river; it's roughly 200 feet across.
Oh shit!
And the water is moving, or the water's moving.
It is moving at a decent pace.
Could we swim it?
Oh my gosh, guys, this is gonna be tough.
Let's just sneak across the river.
I try to.
You can certainly try.
I try to skip a rock across it.
Give me a performance check. No, not
Pretty bad.
performance. Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Oh, because you got to get the right flick.
8.
Yeah, just blunk.
Damn it. Guys, this river is pretty rough.
Is there any sort of like logs or something, or I don't know, anything that can span or that we could ride on.
I thought we
Float
just agreed to sneak
across.
across the river.
I know, but we're gonna go down, or we're gonna go across this river. Like
Mm-hmm.
We have to get across the river.
we have to get across it. So we're either way, we're gonna end up downstream it somehow.
Wait, I thought we were sneaking across the bridge. What are we doing?
We walked all the way up the river to where it meets the tree line.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
bridge
we're
goes into the
north.
village.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nope. That went over my head. All right. Anyway, onward. Let's go across the river.
Are we gonna try to frog?
I mean,
it?
I can
Can we
I can do.
Wait,
a
can I not
crocodile,
just-
but
pick you guys up and just like
200 feet?
Yeah, you could do that.
So,
Let's
Aerolus.
which one of you weighs the least and we will attempt it?
Yeah,
Aerolus.
Chase.
who are the two smallest people?
Aerolus.
Yes.
If you'll remember, I sent you rules a long time ago for how we're going to be
Shit.
doing flying from now on.
Yes. Where's my
So,
it's here.
just to refresh you and to let everybody else know, when you successfully carry a creature, your flight speed will be reduced. It will be 25 feet for a small creature and 20 feet for a medium creature at a time. In order to pick up a creature, you have to grasp their arms with your talons while they hold kind of onto like what your ankle area would be. So they do not have use of their hands. And you're going to do a strength check with advantage since they're also gripping onto you, almost like giving you a help action. So strength check with advantage to be successful. For a small creature, it is a DC 16. Strength check. For a medium-sized creature, it is a DC 18. If this fails, the creature is dropped and makes a dex save or falls prone. Of course, in this case, if you were flying over the water, you would just fly into the water.
Flap. All right.
If it matters, just so you know this, you can still make range attacks while you're carrying a creature, but you're going to take a -5 to the attack because you're unbalanced with
Yeah.
that creature being underneath of you.
Dealing with shit. Okay.
Correct. And as a carried creature, obviously, as I said before, you are unable to make any attacks requiring your hands. So that includes any spells that require somatic or component materials. So if it's only a verbal spell, you can still do a verbal spell. And finally, if you or the carrier, if you or the carried creature is struck by an attack, the person who is hit must make a Constitution save DC 15, or they're going to lose their grip, causing the other one to have to make a strength save of DC 18 without advantage, or you will let go of them. And if these saving throws fail, the carried creature is then dropped and takes normal fall damage and lands prone. Of course, if you're falling into water, you'll probably be fine.
Got that?
Them's the rules. I have them right in front of me if there's any
Yeah.
questions.
No, I remember you
Love
sent that to me. Like as soon as you're like, if you remember, I was like, oh, that's right. That was a long
I
text
kinda do
message you sent me.
I had to screenshot
Okay.
it in two different things.
Oh, nice.
I think we should just see if we can't like attach a rope to somebody. Whoever's got the best like attributes
Drag
to
us
get
across,
across the
yeah.
river. We can then they can hold on to
'Cause-
the rope, and we can then like use
Yeah.
the rope to swim across.
I can be a
I
crocodile.
was like, Chase, you
Yeah?
could be
Oh,
a
shit.
crocodile and just
Yeah,
drag
okay.
us across. We just hold our
Chase
breath
can be a
and just
crocodile.
hold on.
Who's the heaviest out of the other three?
Mm.
I think maybe
Probably.
me.
Yeah, because you're like,
Because I can
Super little
dimension
and
door somebody
dense,
with
though.
me across. Like I could dimension door across with one other person.
because they both count as medium creatures, right?
Wait.
Yes.
Hold on. I didn't even have to change. Hold on. I can summon them.
Oh, and just like ride them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, and
Okay.
like I said, you could just take the rope with you. If we how long's the rope? Is it 200 foot?
I think my rope's
ropes
like
are about
50 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
mine's 50.
I think whoever like Snickerdoodle can dimension door at
Wait,
least
if it's 50,
one
there's,
person over there.
there's 4 of us. We could time together.
And well, like Snickerdoodle can dimension door him and another person over there, and then Chase can either turn into a crocodile or like make one happen or something. You just like ride his happy ass across, and then I can just fly
I would
over
like
there.
that for the visual of just riding a crocodile.
Would you rather ride a
Wonderful.
reef shark? They're faster.
Ooh.
Can I do a
Who gets to
kickflip?
ride a shark?
I've never ridden a shark
Yeah,
before,
but
so
but
yeah,
the,
let's do
with
that.
with the crocodile, you can have that on land
I know, but they're kind of slow. They only go 20 feet
That's
at a
pathetic.
time.
at a sec. Yeah, per round.
I mean,
Their walking speed 20. Their swims 30. The reef shark can only swim, but it is 40 feet.
yeah, but we're not in fight.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
shark. Yet.
Till they see us
Shark.
swimming across the river and come running out.
Yeah, and they like shoot an arrow at us or some shit. Yeah.
Right, yeah. We should have talked about that beforehand, before we talked about me riding a shark.
So you're gonna ride
Yeah,
a shark.
See, like we're gonna ride a shark, man.
All
I'm
right.
ready for attacks, but I'm more excited about the shark.
There you go. That's the energy we need here. All right.
Okay.
Do we have a plan? And I prepare to fly over. Are we ready?
All right, let's do it.
Okay,
Do we
Kira, your
still
plan.
have the Do we still have the pass without a trace on us?
Mhm.
Or did that? Okay, then we should mostly be okay.
Good question.
Yeah. So
Alright,
okay,
so
then
we're-
yeah, I'll take a huge hit off my joint, and then out of my staff. Funny enough, instead of my breath, I'll breathe out. Nothing will come out, but it'll come out my staff. It'll be like two reef sharks.
Oh,
Two reef sharks will be like smokified into the water, and like we'll just see their fins.
Nice.
And I'm gonna run in and jump in and hang on to one of the fins, be like, "Let's go, Clay!"
all right. And I try to do a kickflip on one of the sharks.
Yeah,
I'm guessing-
give me a athletics check.
I did pretty good. 17.
You see Clay kind of jump up in the air and not the shark flip at all, but he just kind of spins around and lands back on the shark.
Nailed it.
It's awesome.
Oh wait,
Backwards or
I
forwards?
just realized I could summon one for. Well, Airless, you can fly, but I could save a spell. We could all go across some sharks. Elron and Snickers, you could come too.
I'm gonna fly. I'm not getting in the fucking water. Sounds terrible.
I'm just gonna grab Elron and Dimension Door across.
That sounds like a plan.
Because it seems safe and I don't have to worry about it that way. So
Yep.
we'll just cast Dimension Door and end up on the other side.
And I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
let's go, Clay, and then we'll
floop.
just shoot off. We'll be shooting off already. As soon as I hear no, I'm like, let's go.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you guys all successfully cross the stream. You were not attacked or anything as you do so, and you approach the edge of the Elder Forest.
I'm gonna leave the reef sharks in my mind, so I'll keep my concentration up and just leave them there. So if anything's crossing with the intent to, if they know, I don't know, just like know things, it'll just sit there. Maybe
Okay.
just be a distraction. I'll know if they get killed.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you guys enter the forest?
Are we going along the forest until we get to the path?
Well, you cross
We crossed. We have
river,
to.
so you have
enter,
to cross back to try to.
But there was a path on the other side.
There was a path that led from the orc fort. Yes.
Yes, so we're trying to see if we can go along the edge to get to that path.
All right. So, I guess my question is, how close to the edge do you stay? Because I mean, you're basically walking right back towards the fork.
I mean, just a tree's length so that we can like jump from tree
Like
to
now
tree. Almost, we can almost sneak.
We're
tree
using
to
the
tree.
pass without a trace, just like sneak to the road.
Okay. So
Go.
how long does that take, though? Or how long does that cast for?
It's an hour.
Yeah, that would
How
be
about
gone
that?
by the time you kind of made it back towards the fork. Just if you guys were
Okay.
wondering, because it did take you probably like 45 minutes or so to make your way up to the edge and then cross over.
Mhm.
I can
that's gonna
cast it again. The staff has a lot of. I can use that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down for that. But at the same
do we
time,
see like? Do we think like? Is there another question? Is now that we're on this side, because we kind of went this way thinking we could get to that road. Now that we like saw the tree line, we're like, okay, we can't go upriver, we can't go through the trees easily. So now we were like trying to get to the tree line or the road, sorry. But like, is there any way to like Or is the fortress built up like all the way to the forest? Is there big fences there? Like, can we actually get to the road, or can we see the road?
So, what Snickerdoodle would have told you is there was a road that seemed to be coming out of the forest, and there was a gate, and then like at the end of that road, butted up right to the forest, and that's where the fork was made, kind of up around the forest, but not in it.
Okay, so we needed to go through the fort to get to
The
this
road on the other side.
Is that what I'm thinking?
I mean, the road extends past the fork, but the beginning of this road, was at the back of the fork.
Okay. But we could get to the road from where we are now.
Potentially, yes.
Okay. So I'm guessing that's where we're trying to go, right? So we need to be as sneaky as we can, but we're going to be going along a fence, I'm guessing, along the edge of the fort.
Yeah.
When you get that close, yeah, you would be.
Boy, it sounds good to me.
Is it a see-through fence?
No, so it was like a palisade wall, so like big sharp stakes really close together. Like a wood fort.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. Do we see any like guard towers looking over this area along the tree line?
So you guys, as you kind of like move closer, like you said, like but one tree maybe in, so you're like barely even in the forest, and you start to get closer. It's really hard to see because even the one row of trees are incredibly dense. But as you move closer, you do start to see, as you get within maybe like 150 feet or so, you do see this wall kind of poking up above the trees. So you just kind of see like brown logs all stuck together, and you could assume that is probably the palisade wall.
Can I check our 6? Because I'm nervous about being in these woods with these wood elves that we've heard about. Can I like look up into the trees and see if I see anything?
Yeah, you can look.
What type of a check is that? I'm thinking perception, but...
Yes, do a perception check, sorry.
Alright, 12.
No, it doesn't seem like there's anything following you or anything like that. Do you guys kind of get closer and creep along the wall then?
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, if it's hard for us to even see through it, I mean, we should be able to go one tree length and almost to the road, if that's the case.
No, my feeling from earlier and what I remember in school and stuff says like maybe we shouldn't try that.
We shouldn't just stay here hidden and just get all the way to the road.
Yeah, let's just do what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what he's saying to do. Just keep doing this and just not go by the fort.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we stay one
No,
tree
to
length,
to stay outside the trees, not like go inside the trees. Unless we're gonna like hold hands or tie ourselves together or something, just in case.
I got rope.
we're going through this forest at some point, no matter what.
Well, sure. So, like, are we doing this like now? And we need to prepare
Just don't
for that,
lose,
or
you just can't lose sight of the fort.
Yeah,
right?
so
But it's like
what
a
I'll
super
say,
thick.
it is
forest.
very thick, but what I will say is you guys are basically still on the edges, right? You're not like deep into this thing, so I want to kind of bring those fears down a little bit. So I'll say you can still stick like a tree length away, and like you're going through there, and again, the canopy above you is really, really thick still, even just along that tree line. You're pretty confident that nobody is going to kind of see you if you just kind of make your way along until maybe you run into the road.
Nice.
We Scooby do it. We
Is
stick
that-
behind tree and tree.
Yeah.
All of us fit
Yep.
behind one like really thin tree. We poke our heads out.
Yeah, for sure. And with your pass without a trace that he would cast, that's going to give you an automatic +10, which is basically what you would need to kind of hide from anybody, even just this close to the fork. So you guys do make your way across, and eventually you can see that it does open up just a little bit around the gate that is between the palisade wall there. And you can see that leading further deeper into the forest, you can't see exactly where because it kind of disappears from view from where you guys are standing, but there is a road that leads inside.
So go as far, it'd go to what we can see, but like still not close to the fork. Like you see what I'm saying? Like you said, we can see the road a little. We can see the path a little bit. So
yeah, you can see you can see where it leaves the fork.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just keep going. We'll get all the way to the road, and then we'll go off from there and see if we see any elves. But
yeah,
I don't want to just leave this fort just not dealt with.
Yeah. We can then stay along the trees and go along to get to the path and continue still along the trees a little bit or by the path until we're away from the orcs.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys kind of sneak along there. You kind of look back. You do see that there are 2 orcs kind of stationed inside the gate. But luckily you guys are obscured enough that you guys don't even need to worry about kind of sneaking as you use your pass without a trace to continue on. And then you fully enter the Elder Forest as you kind of step out onto the part of the road you can see. And with that, I will say welcome to the Elder Forest, everybody. This is a mystical realm of the Wood Elves. Prior to the fall, these woodlands were home to a plethora of beasts and magical creatures, be it monster, fae, or humanoid. In the days of the past, the Illyrian elves were stewards of the Elder Forest, protecting the life within and allowing for safe passage along its roads. But now that the Lich has seized control, who will tame the forest in all of its mysteries? As you guys walk into the woods, you notice the sun, which was just visible while you guys were kind of a tree length in, it starts to disappear behind this impossibly thick canopy formed by the intertwined branches of ancient trees. Your eyes don't need to adjust though, as the luminescent underside of the tree's leaves lights the forest with an ethereal glow.
That's pretty.
Oh.
Ooh.
So if you were looking
I ate
up
a mushroom that made me see this before.
Oh my god.
Aerolus, you would take note that after about 20 feet, it looks like the limbs of the trees are so crisscross with each other that it would be very difficult to fly higher than 20 feet.
Don't like that.
So as you guys start making your way down the road, you start to notice that the only part of the road that was still kind of visible was that part right in front of the fork, or rather behind the fork. As you start going, as you keep going, it looks like the forest has reclaimed what was taken from it. With the Wood Elves no longer in charge of this region, it starts to look like the road is no more than wider gaps between the trees as foliage fills everything on the ground. So what we will need to do for you guys to continue on the road in the direction that you wish is do some survival checks. So I'm going to need somebody that is either going to take control of this, or you can take turns. It is up to you guys how you want to navigate your way through the woods. So to help you, in order to stay on the road, because it is getting difficult to discern what's the road and what's not, it's going to take a DC 20 survival check to stay on the road and make sure that you're going in the direction that you want to.
I'll do it. I have a pretty
What's
good
your
survival
survival?
check. +7.
Ooh, that's really high.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah, I don't have that.
So are we going like north? What we think is north?
That's what we entered thinking.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So
Also
right now, and just to kind of clarify, so basically the road is overgrown itself, and it was only, maybe 10, 15 feet wide in the first place. So there are overhanging trees the entire way down. Like, there is no sunlight coming through. It is only the underside of these leaves that lights it up. This is something you guys would know from your history checks from earlier for what you know about the Elder Forest. This is because there are certain trees in the forest that actually absorb the sun's light from above during the day and release it back down into the forest through its leaves.
Ooh.
So it's kind of it's a very, very beautiful looking area. It's not every single tree, but it's enough of the trees that you have this like kind of light blue glowing light everywhere around you. It feels very like Fey realmy, but still in the regular world. But yeah, anyways, back to the road. So basically, it's so overgrown that you have to judge, like, is it this 15-foot gap over here, or is it like the 10-foot gap that seems to go through the trees over here? So it's very difficult for you to discern this now that you're in it. But it does get more difficult if you have to leave the road.
Can I see any farther with my devil sight where I can see through magical darkness as well?
No, it's not magical darkness, it's thick trees.
But it's like normal darkness then, so I can still see perfectly fine.
No, it's not dark at all. The leaves are glowing.
We have special magic.
Okay.
Magic-ish. Magic feeling.
Gotcha.
Alright.
I'm gonna burn some sage real quick and be like, hey, Aries, here you go. Good luck. Thanks for navigating. And I'll blow a bunch of sage on it real quick and put that out and cast guidance.
It's good. It's good, thanks.
I can do that as much as you need too, man.
And so I say we're just continuing until we find somebody at this point.
Okay.
Right.
So
Just follow the path.
all right. So yeah, in order to move on the road, Airless, please give me a survival check.
All right, everyone, pray for me.
You have guidance too, so roll a d4
Oh, it's
with
true.
it.
Yeah.
So there's that. I think we're gonna be okay with it. All
Got the
right.
D4?
I did, and I got myself a nice 24.
Very nice. Yes, you are able to make your way up the road. Airless is kind of scoping out, like, this seems a little flatter land over here. The trees remain wide. I think we're good. And you guys
every now and then
travel.
put some more sage on her.
Yeah, just yeah, and you guys make your way. Takes about 5 miles or so, but yeah, you make your way further down the road. Something strange starts to happen to you guys as you make your way further and further into the forest. Where for about a minute or so, all of a sudden the forest seems to shoo and grow in front of you. All of a sudden the trees are gigantic. Everybody please give me a perception check, just because I want to see who notices what first.
11.
15.
22.
as well. I
20.
also got a 15.
So 22 was our highest.
Yes.
Airless, you're leading the party. You're scouting ahead, and you notice that things seem to have, like, grown suddenly. And you look over your shoulder, you look past your brown wing, and who is the next highest?
I had 23.
Oh, you had 23.
Oh.
Oh, this should have been Chase.
Chase.
Wow.
Sorry,
Looks
I thought I
Re-
didn't say it loud.
Restart.
Okay,
So
on my
Chase.
shoulder.
So Chase, you're kind of tiptoeing along the side of the road, or at least what Airless designates as the road. And you did notice that the forest got bigger, and you turned to look to tell your party, like, what the hell's going on here? Like, if I'm smoking too much catnip, what's going on? And you look up towards Airless, and where there once stood a, 5-foot Aarakocra, you see nothing until you look down on the ground, and kind of waddling forward is a brown eagle. You look to your left, you see a red fox standing next to you. There's a white badger as well as a yellow rabbit.
I go to look at my hands.
You look down at your hands, and your hands are no longer orange. Instead, they've got like yellow, or not yellow, like white and gray fur, and they're much smaller, and they don't have an opposable thumb.
Guys, we're animals. Like, I know I was, but we're all animals now.
Yeah, we all are animals. Like, I get it.
You say that.
Look at your hands, damn it.
I look down at my hands. What do I see?
Yeah, the rest of you look around. You turn around. Clay, you look down, and you're like, you see claws with black and white fur. Airless, you look down. You don't have hands anymore, or arms, even though you can still somehow feel them there. But you just have like a bare chest in front of you, and your legs, instead of being humanoid towards the top, just come straight down in bird legs. You unfurl your wings. Those are about the same.
Nice.
Big brown wings. Snickerdoodle, you look down and you see these little black paws that kind of like descend, and as the gradient goes up, it turns into this orangish red fur. You guys all look around, and everybody's looking over at Elron. And Elron, your ears twitch, except you don't feel your ears twitch on the side of your head. You feel your ears twitch on top of your head, as you look down and see these little rabbit's paws with like this blondish yellow hair covering your entire body.
Hell yeah.
I look at Elron. I'm like, "What's up, Doc?"
Where's Roger Rabbit?
As you all look around, you guys are noticing that you're still able to walk upright. Although if you test it out, you can also move very quickly just by running on all fours. Airless, you feel your arm still. Oh, right. Holy shit. So before we talk about Airless, yeah, everybody, you look over and you see Chase, who was this, orange tabby-looking tabaxi, and now you see this gray little bobcat, just like a little joint stuck out of his mouth.
Oh, fuck.
Who gave us the shrooms?
I didn't do it, I swear.
Nobody believes you, Chase.
Damn it.
Nobody believes you. That's sage. That's not sage, is it?
Not for you.
And if everybody would check out the group chat, I am sending you the new tokens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the phone?
man.
The phone?
Yeah. The one group chat we have.
I know.
Oh, dope.
Oh,
Nice.
These are cool.
I like the little joint you put into it.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great.
I'm a sexy rabbit, man.
So what you guys all notice is, despite being in these animal bodies, as I said, you walk normally, you walk upright just because that's natural for you. But you still do have like your baldricks that have like your quivers or your swords on you, so you look like little armed rodents or animals, basically, whatever you are. Airless, even though you don't see visibly front arms, you can still reach back and feel yourself grab an arrow and knock it onto your bow, and what it looks like to everybody else is just a floating bow and arrow. It almost looks like you're doing this like telepathically with your mind, but you can feel it. You feel your arms in front of you still.
That's incredible.
And as you guys are all in shock,
Throw my staff around my bobcat fingers.
you got your big old staff, the little fingers. But you do hear a voice. It's high and soft, barely a whisper, and it seems to be coming from all around you, and it says, "Well, well, well. Newcomers to the forest. Who are you?"
An eagle, apparently.
The
The
beacons of the realm?
Badger
See?
Clay pulls out his Sterling hammer with I'm sure I'm fumbling with it because it's probably really big on me.
You are actually able to wield it. All of your weapons are slightly smaller. They're proportional to your bodies. Again, you don't know exactly what's happened here. Something magical, obviously. But for some reason, and it does seem odd to you, this strikes you as odd because if you polymorph somebody, this is not what happens, right? They don't have their weapon shrink with them. They just turn into something else. This seems to have brought you down, right? You're very much smaller. You guys are technically tiny now.
Or
but-
equal to all of our equipment.
But
Okay.
yes, everything's proportional, and you do find that very odd. So that is something that, yeah, as you kind of bring it up, it's weird.
Oi, this is weird.
Are you the ruler of this forest, man?
Ruler, yes. Man. No.
Do you happen to have wings?
I am everywhere.
Can you help us find the wood elves?
The wood elves. The wood elves are far and few between. Finding the wood elves would be a journey.
And
I think
Can
right
you
now we're just trying to
help
find
us?
out what happened to the forest. Like, what's going on in the forest?
What's going on in the forest? It's thriving.
it does seem like it's thriving.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm all connected with nature, man. I'm all for that. Do I have any idea who, this forest, a god that would want to be in charge of the forest? With just my, I don't know, forest and natural sage-like stuff?
So I
Or could
would
roll
say,
for it?
yeah, go ahead and give me a history roll. And what you're basically rolling for is if you remember, what god, if any, say the wood elves, might be worshipping, because that is likely who would have been the god of the woods and whatnot that they're in.
I got a 5.
A 5? I wish I wouldn't have explained for so long.
That's okay. Here, I actually want a lucky because I want to.
Well, you mean a
that's better.
5 doesn't
I got
cover it?
I got a 19. I am burning a lucky.
19? Okay, yeah. You burn a lucky, you
Nice.
get a 19. Now, you remember, as part of your druid training, when you were in school, they obviously talked a lot about nature and gods of nature, and you would know that the wood elves were primarily worshippers of Rilifane Relithil, who is a god of nature.
You spell that?
Yes, I can. Rilifane, Rillifane. Ralathil, Ralllathil.
Q.
Rillifane, Ralathil. God damn, it's a good one. That's so hard to say. Especially because I got a little dry mouth and I take a big drink of my water. Man, okay, so then, are you Lord Ralathil?
Ralphil. There's a name that I have not heard for some time. I am known as the spirit of this forest, but my forest is tainted
With what?
with evil.
If anyone happened to notice, Chase's his eyes glinted cat eye style. He's so excited to help fix a forest.
Ooh, but we're the problem, apparently. By the way.
Who's the evil?
Evil lurks everywhere here. Something sets its will against those who are pure and encourages those who are wicked. Looking at you now, I've never seen animals so heavily armed, nor speaking in the common tongue. You have been changed by the forest as well.
Well, we wanna fix the forest if there's something wrong with it. We're the
Yeah,
beacons
how
of
can
the
we
realm.
help? How can we help?
Beacons. In your current state, I do not know what help you can be. First, you must remedy this change you have all endured.
Any advice?
Can I insight if he's actually Ralathil and not trying to pretend to be him?
Yeah,
Like
go
with
ahead.
his reaction, I guess, to him saying, "Oh, that's not a."
Yeah. You can kind of see how what your feeling was off of that.
19.
A 19. It's kind of hard to say its reaction. You actually can't tell. It's a whispery
see him,
voice. You can't see this thing. You can't. Yeah, it's a whispered voice. I am a man, so I understand that it might sound manly.
Hell yeah, you are.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Oh
was
my God.
hard to read. It didn't seem disingenuous necessarily, but I wouldn't say that you are like 100% either, right? Like, maybe on like the 60-40 side, but you're of it being like truthful, but you're not completely sure.
Damn.
Okay.
Can
Yeah. Like, okie dokie. I mean,
Well, I'm trying to think of what to do with that, but I don't know. I don't need to share all that right this second.
No.
Dude.
Yeah, so... Oh, go ahead.
Does this spirit voice have any words of advice or ways to fix our current state?
I do not know exactly what ails you all,
ooh, what ails us? That's what changed us?
but I do know that there are powerful creatures in the forest that might be able to help.
Mm.
What's the name of this creature, man? I mean, Lord. Sorry.
You need not dispense with the niceties with me. It is fine. There
Sweet
is
man.
a powerful witch who has been known to dabble in curses.
Mm.
You might know this witch.
She dwells somewhere to the northwest, on the road near the old Arcanist Tower.
Can we see this tower from here?
You can't see anything from here. Like this, again,
Ah, damn it.
It's a thick
There
ass
is a-
forest.
essentially a ceiling of limbs above you, and the only reason you can see is because the leaves are transferring the sunlight from above.
All right.
So does this road in front of us fork then? Is that what I'm taking from this?
The road forks, yes. You can choose directions, if you will. I suggest you search left before you search right. Here,
Clever.
maybe this will be of assistance. I don't think the orc that created it will be needing it anymore.
And from the trees above, you see like this piece of parchment that kind of flutters down and lands on the road in front of you.
Oh.
Ooh, I pick it up.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah, what's it
can
say?
I pick it up? Wait,
Yeah.
do my little phantom hands pick it up, or like?
Yeah, you reach out with your phantom hands, and it looks like it floats up in front of you.
Guys, look, I'm magic.
This is nuts. It's like you have mage hand.
And then I look at the paper.
Yeah. So you look at the paper, and you see what looks like a map drawn by a fourth grader.
Oh.
On the top left of this map, it is labeled as the Forkwood. At the bottom,
I can't
it says
see anything.
map by scroll. All right, 1 second here. Hold on.
David,
Maybe-
I can't.
Oh my god, stop.
David, I can't. I got nothing. David, can you hear me?
David!
Can you
David,
hear me?
Not even he can do it. Ooh, a map.
Ooh, a map.
I didn't even
Fourth
put
grade
you-
map.
Man.
I love this.
Ah. Well, I zoomed in way too fast. Mean.
So did I.
Creepy.
Yeah, so Forkwood.
Weird tower.
You see, a ring of trees that denotes the forest's boundaries. It has a compass rose on it that says up, down, this, and that. It says the map is by scroll. It has what appears to be a happy, smiling orc where the fork would be, labeled Forc. And yes, inside you see a few different emblems. For possible locations, but it does have you, or it does show you the road and kind of where it splits. Now, looking at this, you do not know how accurate this map might be, but it might be a good way, a good sense of, well, shit, like, it appears as though, this is, in comparison to this is maybe where things are located. So if you want to take a look around the map and just tell everybody what you kind of see.
I see a little dragon guy at the bottom that says yikes, but then in the middle is a little angel lady with, I'm going to assume she's well endowed, that says Purdy.
Oh yeah, she does have little circles.
She's
some huge.
Right
she
in
got
the
some
chest.
She's
tickle
doing
bitties.
fine for herself. To
There's
There's
the
a very
right.
angry
over there.
hoot to the far right.
Yep.
You gonna
Oh,
get the
and I see
knocker
that-
stuff?
It looks like these little goblin things that are gonna. We have to be really quiet.
That looks like a very happy, like elf goblin looking thing, though. Like the little face is like, but it says shh.
It's maybe happy
Ooh,
as
that's
long
actually
as you
kinda
don't break
creepier.
it or
It's
find
like
it.
a bat, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like baby goblins. You need to
Oh,
shh because they're
wait.
sleeping.
I wonder
Oh,
if the
that's
ones that
cute.
say mean over there are actually like.
That's
The
where we gotta
parents.
No, what if they're good? Like
That's the
because
witch.
it's mean to the orc.
Okay, and then in
Or
the
is that
middle,
witch? Oh, she
in
could
the
be
middle is this big penis tower that has misspelled weird tower with 2 E's in weird.
That's where she is. That's where the witch is.
Oh, and it
I'm
has like
pretty
an
sure
eyeball
that's how
on it.
Elrond would have spelled it.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's right next to the Purdy lady that I want to come back to.
Well, we got to stop and see Miss Purdy over there.
There might be knocker stuff.
We could do Rule 34 stuff later, man. We got to figure out how to get
Right,
past some of
focus,
these
focus,
others.
focus.
But I think the weird tower in the center with the angry single eyeball
Is where we gotta
is a
go.
good place to go.
Stone
Oh,
House
and then
Town
past that
was
is
caught by
up in the
attention.
north. No, up in the north, there's good food. So we got to go to good food.
The Happy Goblin drawing, and then the Stone Elf Tower to the right of that with crazy hair man.
Yeah, like
He's like a stick
Medusa
figure
hair,
with crazy
or like
hair.
Chucky from Rugrats. Like,
Oh, that's a good description. Yes, right.
mhm.
He's right north of Purdy, the lady with the stuff.
The titties.
The
Which
stuff.
I want to bring
With
up
the
that we
stuff.
should probably visit at some point.
We should. No, we're gonna see Miss Purdy. It's okay.
Okay, good. Clay is having emotions as a badger.
Yeah, we can see it hanging out there, bud.
Oh yeah, it's
sorry,
just
my
all out
pants
for
went
everyone to
away.
see.
It's dragging in the dirt.
Thank you.
Damn.
Does it hurt? It looks uncomfortable, man.
It does, but my pride carries me through.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, so
So
with
yeah,
the
give me.
disembodied voice. We're just gonna head for Weird Tower. Thanks for the map.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
she will say,
Yes, it's the creepy one that you need. So before you get to the weird tower, search for her. She's never far from where you look.
I'm
Okay.
never far from like she's like that's crazy. Because I could look over here, and I could look over here.
Shush.
I'm just saying,
What's
man.
wrong
That's
with you?
nuts.
Shush.
She could be in. How could she be both?
Well, I mean, maybe
What
that's
if
part
she-
of the creepy factor. You know, like she does
She could
things
be a
like that.
deer.
But it looks
That
like we gotta
doesn't-
either
the
be
picture doesn't
quiet
look
or
like
run
a deer.
for- wait, to get
The
to it, we
picture
gotta,
looks
be
like-
quiet or run for our lives.
No, we
Well, but
should
it's
go
also
through
creepy for the
shush.
orc, not
Yeah.
necessarily for us.
Oh yeah, everything's backwards.
I guess we
Like-
just find out.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for
Yeah.
the map. And we're gonna go find
Oh,
creepy.
thanks, Lord
Yeah.
K. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Lord R. I mean, I didn't look. It was R. I meant R.
That's okay. I wish you luck in God's speed.
And yeah, you guys turn to start heading further down the road, and we'll find out what happens next time in the Elder Forest on Amateur D&D.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I can't wait to
didn't
see
die.
Purdy.
Party.
Purdy.
Follow us
Yes.
on Instagram.
Like and
Ooh.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe on YouTube's. Goodbye. Thanks for listening to another episode of AD&D. Since we fucked around and still haven't found out, join us next time as the adventure continues.